Hey folks, this is Monk, and we are back with another episode of From the Canopy Film Show. I'm joined as always with my co-host Cornelius, also known as Evil Corny. And how you doing, man?
What up, Corey? I'm doing okay.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I guess we got a little bit more time today since we don't have that many films. But how you feeling overall about this year's summer movie offerings?
Um, so far I've been enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Saw F1 a couple weeks ago. Missed out on Jurassic Park, but I saw um Final Reckoning a couple months ago, and I really enjoyed that film. Even
Mm-hmm.
though it was a little it wasn't as good as some of the other Impossible films.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it. But it
Mm-hmm.
seems like that film, between that and like personal stuff happening with me, it seems like it's just been so long ago when that movie came out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But
with you. At least I feel like the summer has been delivering. Just been back to back. I'm having a good time going to the movies lately, but overall, I think I am having a hard time pinpointing a lot of, films outside of this period that stand out to me. Definitely we got Sinners, and I'm thinking I like what Soderbergh gave us so far this year. Some people aren't counting Presents, but I'm counting it because, it was
that was
released
the
in,
beginning of the year. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I still had
2025
I
was.
still gotta I still gotta watch Black Bag. I've been forgetting about that one.
Oh yeah, oh that's a great one. Yeah, Black Bag, man. So, and some people are putting it in 2024 because it had a film festival premiere, but honestly, I don't count the release until it hits the theaters. At
Yeah.
least for me personally, officially. Um, we did get some Emmy announcements. I don't know if anything stood out. Did they nominate any films or
No,
TV
all that's
films?
television. All that's
Okay,
television. We
okay.
can talk about it.
Purely television. All right. Yeah, but yeah, I've been having a good time. I'm gonna have to look overall and look back at, what I've seen to probably start, pulling out some of my absolute faves for the year. But summertime has been delivering, man. I definitely will say that, man. And it's crazy too that we've had some films that I think should have got a bigger due. Like that Megan 2.0. I had a good time watching that, and it's just crazy how that just dropped in. It did what it did, and it's already on digital streaming right now. You could buy it or rent.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So I want to buy a copy just to kind of support it, but right now it's at that early release, first release price, which is kind of crazy. It's like $25. And I'm like,
Yeah,
ah,
yeah,
it's too rich for me,
yeah.
man. But also, I want to point out too, man, if anyone's interested, anybody else buys films digitally like I do, seems to be a sale across the board on Centers right now. I just picked that up for $12.99. And it's that same price on iTunes, Amazon Prime Video, Microsoft Store, Movies Anywhere. They're all seem to be having that same sale. If you want to, scoop that up a digital copy. I was in the store yesterday at Walmart and I saw the 4K and it was like $29. And I'm like, man, that's kind of rich for my blood right now. I'm gonna wait for a sale.
I want I
Almost
want the
picked it up.
steel book just because it has the DVD version and the
Hmm.
4K.
Hmm.
And that
Good
thing's
luck,
been
man.
sold now. Like, yeah, I know.
You put that on
I
your
think,
list for Santa, man.
yeah, I saw some piece of garbage trying to sell that for like 199 on Amazon. And
Hmm.
I'm saying to myself, ain't no way that I'm
Nah,
paying that much.
man.
I think I'm just gonna get the 4K version, and
Hmm.
I already got a 4K player, but as much as I try to get those things like the Steelbook, I wouldn't mind having the Steelbook for that one, just
Hmm.
for support and everything, and but I just don't know. And plus, for some reason I didn't think that the 4Ks actually have behind the scenes stuff on them.
Hmm.
At least the
I
ones
think
I
they
have.
do
Most of the
have
time, it's just
what's
features. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have what's out there because the digital one it's 4K quality, but it's also got it has a bunch of features on it too. So I haven't had
Okay.
taken the time to watch those because I've seen this film like a bunch of times already now. I think I've watched it like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, that's on HBO
So
right now. Yeah.
yeah, HBO's got it. So it's interesting too seeing that wave of takes coming on because all these people that didn't go see it in the theater, they didn't rent it, when it was first available, and now that it's on Max HBO, now they're watching it and giving impressions. So that's kind of crazy,
Well,
seeing the
going back
life
to like
cycle.
just talking about some of the films that came out this year. Opus is one of my favorite films that came out, and I
I
see
still
that's on
gotta watch
HBO
that.
now. Yeah, I
Yeah,
see
yeah, I
that's on
did see that
HBO
was on
now.
there. Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta watch
and
that one
I had
still.
fun with that. But
Mhm.
even like a lot of TV stuff like coming out and came out like Andor was good so far this year. Um, we got Ironheart, and I don't understand what all the hate was about that
Mhm.
show.
Yeah, I've been
It
enjoying
wasn't
that.
as good as it wasn't as good as or intense as Daredevil was, but or in Daredevil Reborn that we also got this year. But I really enjoyed what happened in Ironheart. It wasn't just a straight
Mhm.
story. It was an interesting story how they did everything, and we got introduced to one of the probably the most highly teased character, villain or whatever that people have been waiting for the last couple of years with
Mhm.
Marvel. So
Life of Chuck.
yeah, oh yeah, and I saw Life of Chuck, which was a real good film.
Mhm.
I actually got a screener for that,
Mhm.
but that's something like Stephen King has like three adaptations this year.
Yeah, yeah, he's busy, man. They're
Yeah,
definitely going into his into his
his catalog. Yeah,
yeah, his catalog in a major way. So let's get into it then, man. The first one that we're going to talk about today is one I saw this earlier today, and it's going to be Jurassic World Rebirth. And this film is directed by Gareth Edwards. That's also the guy who brought us, what do we got here? Rogue One. And the creator.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's
that's
what
pretty
today.
cool. So in this film, Zora Bennett leads a team of skilled operatives to the most dangerous place on Earth, an island research facility for the original Jurassic Park. Their mission is to secure genetic material from dinosaurs whose DNA can provide life-saving benefits to mankind. As the top secret expedition becomes more and more risky, they soon make a sinister, shocking discovery that's been hidden from the world for decades. And this film stars Scarlett Johansson. We got Jonathan Bailey, Luna Blythe, Mahershala Ali. We also have Rupert Friend, Ed Skrein, and David Lacano, Audrina Miranda as well. Those round out our main cast. It's kind of a relatively small cast for a film like this, but I guess that falls onto the nature of this mission. But for the most part, I had a good time with this, man. This film, I feel like out of all the world series that we've had so far, this one feels like the most kind of grounded, and even that premise is a little wild. That's probably the one thing I will could nitpick a little bit, but whatever. It is what it is. This whole premise of them going back to this restricted space to get this DNA samples from these dinosaurs so they can make a cure for heart disease, man. And so it's kind of stupid, man, but it works enough to get the ball rolling. And once the ball got rolling, I was fully invested in this thing, man. Like it has some really cool action sequences with the dinosaurs. I thought that was cool. Especially one takes place on the sea, and then there's another one which takes place on this river. But from what I know about the source material, it's a scene that they kind of repurposed for this film that was cut from the original adaptation, of the original film, something from the
Hmm.
novel. So it's kind of cool to see them actually put that in this film. And that scene was really good, man. I'm talking about like holding your breath, kind of suspense, and just, watching everything play out. As far as the characters, I think everyone did a solid job. They're good enough to get the job done. Like, I don't think you needed to have Scarlett and Mahershala in this film, but having them there, kind of, made it just a little bit
A
more
little bit more star
fun,
power.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit more star power, man. Like this material is definitely beneath them, and I don't think there's nothing in here that requires, what they can do, but it kind of cool to see them doing this. Like I said, this is summertime popcorn movie, so we're used to seeing big money get spent and big stars, you know what I'm saying? So this is definitely popcorn film by nature. But yeah, I had a good time. I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of negative blowback to this film, and I think it does build onto this mythos. I don't know if the name itself indicates a kind of shift, and it feels like a shift, man, because I feel like some of the world films got just a little bit ridiculous. Like this auction thing in one of them where
Yeah,
they're
that
auctioning
last
off
one
the
yeah, that was
dinosaurs.
kind of that was
Yeah,
kind of cool. Yeah, that's kind of
yeah,
cool.
and you got these evil conglomerates and clandestine organizations running. It got a little stupid, and this one we kind of get some of this world development. This is a world where those dinosaurs are still out there in the world, you know. But something has happened, man. It seems like most of them that are in the wild places are dying off. At least this film explains it because of the environments. You know, yeah, you got some that might have encroached on New York City, but they're dying off because that environment isn't supporting them. There's only a few pockets, including some of the original Jurassic Park sites that were built that have the climate and environment that's allowing some of them to actually still be alive in the wild. And for some reason, the governments in this film have restricted access to them. They're not open to the public. Like you can't. So this crew in this film is breaking the law by even going into this thing, and that kind of,
Okay.
it's a setup. But overall, man, I had a good time. Like I said, I think the action was as good as ever. I like the dinosaur stuff, that was happening. We kind of get some of our familiar, there's T-Rexes, stuff you've seen in the trailer. There's a couple of new ones. And also, I think it's kind of interesting. It's still kind of a goofy explanation, but you find out the nature of this site, this particular site that they're going to. It's kind of a little dark and sinister. It kind of also builds onto the whole lore of the park. For some reason, we kind of got a inkling of that in the one where the park was open, and so it seems like
Yeah.
there's been
Yeah.
a couple generations of these parks, and they've actually had them functioning at one point, and then there's a point where the public kind of steps back and stops going to them, so they have to start doing crazy stuff to keep the people interested in coming
Interesting.
to
Okay.
these
Okay.
places. So there's some world building, man, which I think this thing kind of nailed a lot of stuff that I generally rock with when I go to a movie like this. And outside of that very first film, I don't think this franchise has been this really highbrow, you know, kind of thing. It's been good enough, and I'm really here mostly for the spectacle. And I think this thing delivers on the spectacle. It builds on a world in a believable way that doesn't come off, too corny, considering what we're dealing with already. This kind of crazy and ridiculous. So I don't know. I had a good time, man. I think overall, I think I gave this thing like a 3.5 on my letterbox. I liked it. I can't tell you, and it's weird because lately I noticed there's a point when I'm watching a film where I can turn on it and there's nothing it could do once I turn that brings me back. And I'm just
Yeah.
watching this
Yeah.
like a giddy kid, like most of the time, just like, yeah, all right, this is working,
So you're telling me
So
that there's no such thing as dinosaur fatigue? Kind of like they were talking about
I haven't
superhero
ran
fatigue.
into it yet,
Okay.
bro. Personally, I haven't, man. And like I said, I've seen all of these films, and maybe I would say the first world
The
one.
last one was
I
my
didn't
least favorite one.
Yeah, I didn't like the first world one that much. I liked the second one a little bit more, and then the last one was kind of like y'all are getting too crazy. So this one might be my favorite out of the whole ones that were had this world in the title. For me at least. Overall, and this probably has
Um.
to do with Gareth Evans' direction and his
Okay.
take on this stuff. But I don't know also if that's as much as him also working on the script or someone else, job, doing that. So I got to look that up.
Okay. Yeah, the world I really liked. The first one when it came back is
Hmm.
because it was almost like you had somewhat Disney World, with dinosaurs, and I always just
Yeah.
thought that was the concept, and that was just real cool. And you actually see the park, running
Hmm.
instead of like the first original film was just a preview of the park and all that stuff. You kind of see, you kind of see
Yeah.
the park operational, and it just goes to shit from there. But I really love that film. First time I
Hmm.
saw it, and it's,
Yeah,
it's
that
been a
was kind of
decline
cool
since
though.
then.
Yeah, seeing that in operation, and then when there's a breach and everyone starts getting messed up by the dinosaurs,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah, so this is written by David Kopp, and he's got a lot of stuff on his filmography as a writer that I really liked, including Premium Rush. He did a
Oh,
Jack
that's a good
Ryan
film.
Shadow Recruit. He did The Mummy. And well, nah, actually, that's the
Tom
2017 one.
Cruise Mummy.
Yeah, I didn't hate that film, but there had a lot of dullness going on in it. He
I do
did
have a copy of it, and I at some point I'm gonna revisit it. But
mhm.
I don't remember really hating it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is kind of interesting. So he wrote Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. He also wrote Presents. And he
Oh,
wrote
really?
Black Bag. Whoa, maybe he was a
Oh, okay.
co-writer with
Okay.
Soderbergh. So yeah, Jurassic World Rebirth is his last credit here. And you want to go back? He also wrote 2005's War of the Worlds. So he's got a
That was
credit
a
on
solid.
Spider-Man, 2002 Spider-Man, Stir of
Okay.
Echoes. Yo, this guy's a crazy writing fanatic. I didn't know he was this deep with it. Mission
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah. You got me with Premium Rush because that's an underrated film.
Yo, I love that film. I'll watch it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch it soon, man.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah, I was
That's a
telling
very
somebody about
underrated
it.
film.
He also wrote the original Jurassic Park. So yeah, man, this guy, that's kind of cool. So maybe that's why this thing feels a little bit more grounded than some of the other sequels we've got. You know,
Okay.
but I recommend it, man. Go in if you got an open mind and you want to see some dinosaurs, stuffy stuff. Check it out. Check it out on the big screen. So, our next one is going to be one of the most highly anticipated films of the summer, and we're going to be talking about Superman 2025. This film was originally titled Superman Legacy, so they cut the legacy off, and now it's just Superman. And this film was directed by James Gunn. And in this film, when Superman gets drawn into conflicts at home and abroad, his actions are questioned, giving tech billionaire Lex Luthor the opportunity to get the Man of Steel out of the way for good. Will intrepid reporter Lois Lane and Superman's four-legged companion Krypto be able to help him before it's too late? And I think we know the answer to that. But in this film, we've got David Corn Sweat who plays Superman. We've also got Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. Nicholas Hoult plays Lex Luthor. We've also got Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl. Nathan Fillion plays a Green Lantern. And we've also got my man Edie Gadeji who plays Mr. Terrific in this film. And we got a couple other characters. I also want to shout out Wendell Pierce's Perry White, you know. And we've also got Skylar Gisondo who plays Jimmy Olsen in this film. So those are going to be our main players. And what you think of this, Cornelius?
I love this film. Um,
Yeah.
I kind of plan on next week sometime going and rewatching it, but
hmm
every moment of this film I loved. Um, and the thing is, I kind of wish it was longer just so I could be in the theater longer and watching parts of it. But
hmm
I'm talking about this might be one of the most perfectly paced films that I think that I've seen in a long time. We pretty much go straight into the story after we get introduced to the setup, and it just goes
hmm
from there.
Yeah.
Not too many parts in this drag at all. It's like I said, it's just perfectly paced. It's perfectly directed. I love all the characters that we get introduced to in this. Nicholas Holt might be my favorite. He is my favorite on-screen Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's
Yeah,
good.
he is just evil and a bad person.
hmm
Basically what
Yeah.
we want in a Lex. Sweat is a good Superman. Brosnahan is an excellent Lois Lane. I
hmm
love her from Mr. Terrific. Always thought that character was cool, especially how he shows up in Justice League Unlimited. But he was probably the standout of this film,
hmm
and
Yeah,
Crypto.
it's kind of cool. It's almost a redemption for that actor because if people remember, he was in the X-Men, I think First Class, and they kind of just
Yes.
murdered him. Like he was a guy that could blow stuff up when he gets killed by an explosion. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of redemption that he comes back, almost this is about a couple decades later almost. And it gets to be one of the most talked about characters of this year. That's kind of cool, man, to come full circle like that and get a refreshment. And I think Gunn has alluded to possibly a spin-off series with him along the lines of what's my man with John
And like
Cena.
Nick Fury type deal.
What's a Peacemaker along the lines of
Oh, okay,
Peacemaker, like
okay.
a limited
Yeah,
series.
everything about that character was cool. Like I said, he's one of my favorite characters in comics and like on Justice League Unlimited. But it's
hmm
just getting him a visual of him in live action, in
Yeah,
action
yeah.
was yes.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. I think most of the characters in this thing were great, man, because it's kind of funny too how people were reacting to Fillions, Green Lantern character look. But then you realize, yo, that guy was a fun character too, man. It's just perfectly cast and just managed, man. Everything is popping in this film, is moving, is lively. You know what I'm saying? There's not really much wasted time or material. I have seen people talking about they felt like Superman was kind of a backseat in this, and I didn't feel that way. I think what's happened, and they're not registering. This is what happened. That this Superman is so good that they just want more. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because
yeah, yeah,
because I felt like Corn Sweat was so cool as Superman. It's like I've been saying this past week. Like there's like a thin line between confidence and cockiness, and he has the right amount of confidence. This a superhero, but you could tell he still cares. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
and it everything that he does in this film is almost a result of him just being this guy that's so good and and trying to do the right thing at all times, man. And that's how, the conflict of this film plays out, outside of the Lex Luthor stuff, the conflict that he has, with the governments and the world powers, just about his presence, and they're worried about him interfering, and yeah, maybe that does become an issue. Like, when is this guy going to show up and do stuff? But at the same time, he's not doing it in a way to manipulate. He's still going for the ultimate goal. Like bro,
just trying to do the
dude,
right thing.
yeah, I'm trying to do the right thing, man. So it's cool, man, to get that established, and just some of the other stuff that I think that we're going to see play out in the future. I love his relationship with Lois. We kind of get a peek at that banner that I think will go on and be fleshed out more in future films. It's almost a throwback to the original Superman in a way, the stuff that was going on that was written in that with Lois and Clark and Superman. Like it's kind of cool, man. This film is at once is paying homage, but also introducing so many new ideas and stuff at the same time, man. No.
I actually like in this one we actually see the people in the newsroom actually working.
Yeah.
Really in the
Yeah.
past they always just junk in the background and Perry
Hmm.
White's yelling at somebody, but
Yeah.
this one we actually see see
Hmm.
them working and kind of doing some investigative reporting and stuff like that. I thought
Yeah. Yeah. That's
I
awesome.
thought all that was real cool. They were able to keep all the characters that's background characters or supporting characters in that in at the Daily Planet without doing what Zack Snyder did, like eliminating characters and then just
Hmm.
I think for some reason he did a sex change on Jimmy Olsen, and it was Jill Olsen, and
Yeah. Yeah.
later
It
on,
was
like
weird
during the
because
director's cut, he said that Jimmy Olsen was the cameraman that got killed. It was
yeah.
all kind of BS instead of just
And it's weird too because man, it's still it feels like the newsroom was just there to just have this dumbstruck look on their face when the city's being destroyed by Zod. I was like,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's just definitely an afterthought, man. And of course there's the battle going on now. Yeah, people are comparing that to this. I like Man of Steel, despite his flaws, but I love this.
I
you know,
love this.
this is crazy. Like
And then
like
it makes you killing like
mhm.
Superman, tough guy type of character, in that
No,
world.
no,
So
he's not.
he's approachable.
Mhm.
When at one point after he saves everybody, you have kids and everybody, crowds of
Yeah,
people
they
approaching him and
taking
stuff.
pictures and stuff. That's kind of cool, man. And,
Yeah, you
and he's
wouldn't see
saving a
this.
lot in this film, man. Like
Yeah,
even between
yeah,
the battles, he still he stops to save a squirrel. I'm like, man,
yeah, and a dog.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
which we get that, and there's no apology about crypto being in this film at all.
But now, like everybody's brain spinning. What does this world's Batman look like? Like, there's a lot of crazy stuff that I'm so eager to explore, man, with guns. So I think, what did he announce the next film? I think it might be the Supergirl film is going to be the next
Yeah, they
one
already finished
out
filming it. Yeah, I
on
already
the
finished
calendar.
filming it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, yeah, because yeah, I'm not gonna spoil that connection, but yeah. So it's kind of cool though that this thing is unfolding like this. And I think as we get stuff rolling out and Gunn seems to be committed to this connected world, I think we're just gonna get more cool bits and pieces. Like I feel like, watching this, I feel like I feel like an interesting thing that we're gonna get, man. We could possibly get Superman inside the next season of Peacemaker. Like it's not going to be too
Oh, just showing up.
far
Yeah.
fetched. Yeah, he might could get a cameo or something more. And it's kind of funny though. Like there was a scene where Peacemaker's kind of talking shit about Superman in this
Yeah,
film, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I holler, man. Like this thing is great, man. I do wish I did have the time to go and see it again. Maybe I'll try to stretch it out and get in there again this weekend. I do just want to say also the 3D looked great, man. I saw this in the 3D and it looked really good in this film, man. You know, it
Yeah,
didn't feel
I
like an
didn't go three.
afterthought. They feel like it was some intent put into this, man. It was really
Okay,
popping,
okay.
and in a lot of ways, man. I felt the same way when I saw Jurassic World earlier today too, because that just happened to be 3D for the time that I wanted to go. So, but yeah, man, definitely I would highly recommend Superman, man. Definitely go see this film. See it on the biggest screen you can, and just sit back and enjoy, man. Like this is a really refreshing thing, man. And I'm just happy that we're getting a good Superman material right now, man. Superman has
Right.
been on the ropes, in the film world, these last few
Yeah, yeah.
outings. Hmm.
Yeah, and right now that like It and Sinners might be my two favorite films I've seen this year. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah. This is definitely in my top five, man. I gotta go through my thing, but yeah, this is definitely up there, man, for cinematic experiences. And I guess we got Fantastic Four in about 2 weeks, so
next
I'm
week.
looking. I'm
Yeah,
getting
next Friday.
next week. Oh man,
Yeah.
they only gave a 2 week window. Man, it's crowded right here, man.
Yeah, but
Wow.
they
Whew.
have a dead week this week because the only thing's coming out is I know what you did like last summer, like the reboot
Yeah.
of that, and
Hmm.
I unless I
Yeah.
unless
Unless
somebody
a
gives me
miracle
a
happens, I
stellar
don't see
review on
that
that,
doing great.
huh?
you know, unless a
Yeah,
miracle
unless
happens,
somebody
I don't
tells
see
me a
that doing
stellar
great, man.
yeah, unless somebody tells me that movie's stellar, then it's as
Hmm.
you know, it's an excellent film. I'm thinking about either going to see Jurassic Park for the first time or
Hmm.
rewatching Superman.
Yeah,
And I
that's
think it might be a little bit of me rewatching Superman this coming week.
yeah, I feel like that's what will happen too, man. I'll be checking out Superman again, man. There's a film that I do want to see that I saw on my schedule, and I think it's going to be out in theaters by Friday. It's called 40 Acres, man. But that means just with that, it'll probably be streaming somewhere or rental like really soon too.
Okay.
So I was kind of curious about that. But yeah, I think that's it, man. Definitely go see Superman, and we could probably wrap this show up. Yeah, we're gonna be back with our Fantastic Four impressions and just whatever else pops up on the table, man. I'm gonna try to get in and top some loose ends. I still want to see like the material list, and there's a couple other things. I still gotta watch How to Train Your Dragon. That just went on digital sales and rental, which is mega fast, man, because that thing was making a lot of
They
money. And
yeah, they
I'm like,
shouldn't.
dang, they just
Yeah.
probably just getting out the way. Because what's the point, man? You got all this stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Like, let's just
Yeah.
go in and get it on the home thing and make some more money
Yeah,
that
but
way. Because
overall the studio is going to be suffering because of that. Because I sincerely doubt that Superman's going. We Superman's going to probably have a release almost like Sinners did. We'll
hmm
probably be seeing that on HBO coming in the next 4 or 5 months, or
hmm
around Halloween or something. But you know, you have to leave these movies in theaters so they can make as much money as they can.
Yeah, but it's hard, bro. Like especially right now with so much coming back to back, it's like even the ones that people haven't seen yet, it's gonna be an afterthought as like, oh, everyone's talking about Fantastic Four now. I need to go see that. Like I see people kind of people that aren't regular, the casuals, man. Like
Okay.
we're really we're not the norm, Corny. You know what I'm saying? Some people go to the movies like 4 or 5 times a year, bro, and it's probably going to be one of these, big ones. So if something gets missed, they probably won't catch up to that thing until it comes home, man. But us, we're in the theater almost every week, so we're probably going to see most of the stuff we want to see in the theater. But like, it's a lot of stuff, man. And like right now, like I said, it's packed, man. A lot of people don't want to be left out. I see people going to see Jurassic Park, and they haven't even seen Sinners yet, just because Jurassic Park is all over their TV and they're getting bombarded with the advertisements, or they're picking
Yeah.
Jurassic Park over Superman, which is like, nah, dog. Like, even though I did like Jurassic Park, if I got a choice, I'm going to see Superman first. But this is
Yeah.
just what
Yeah.
they're getting bombarded with. It's wild, man. I don't know, man. But yeah, it is cannibalism, man. But it's like you got so much heat dropping right now. Like most people can't keep up with it, man, and they're just going to catch up later, you know. But I don't know. I wish they did put out the rental and streaming numbers, man. Maybe some of these things are all right.
Yeah. That's
Maybe
that's
Like I don't understand that, you know?
See, that's one thing I always told you about. That
Hmm.
you never hear about how much they make on DVD releases,
Yeah,
rental,
yeah.
or digital
They
copies of
used
things.
to give us the top rentals back in the day, you know,
Yeah,
when
but it
like
wouldn't.
I remember in the newspaper they would show these were the top videos rented at Blockbuster. They didn't give us the numbers, but they would rank them at least, you
Um,
know.
I get that list from like DVD.com. I mean
Hmm.
Blu-ray.com. They have a list
Hmm.
of I think rentals and releases,
Hmm.
physical copies and stuff, or stuff that's about to be released. The
Hmm.
wait list on it, but you never see any money. You never see the money on
Nah.
it. You
Hmm.
never see the money on it.
And I would imagine if you're doing a digital rental or even a sale, you don't have to cut the theaters 50%. You're probably
No,
keeping a much bigger chunk of
that,
that, you know?
that most likely goes directly to the studios.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe you know, Apple or whatever, they iTunes, they get their what, maybe 30% at the most, you know, if you ordering it
I,
through that through your phone, but it's probably
I
less
will
than that though.
I will say this: one of my anticipated films I want to see this year is Nobody.
Hmm.
And you know that I don't know if you remember, but back during COVID, that was like a straight to video,
Hmm.
movie or whatever. And I think they might have made enough on sales on that thing,
Hmm.
for a studio to make a sequel to.
Yeah.
And really don't never really know how much that might have been, but
Hmm.
that's something that I know for a fact that it didn't get a good theatrical run, and it ended up getting a sequel,
Yeah.
because of how
Yeah,
much money it
definitely.
made.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
just get I
definitely,
just
man.
get so like frustrated with like the Judge Dredd, the Dread film. But they had been talking about a sequel for that thing forever, but I know it did decent in theaters, and everything went crazy when it came out on Blu-ray or whatever back in the day.
Hmm.
So I kind of wonder why Lionsgate never came back around and made a sequel to that.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's it though. We can wrap this up, man. Our meeting's about to cut off anyway.
Uh,
But I'm gonna tell y'all to check us out, you know, like, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna be back soon. Tell your friends about us, turn on notifications so you know when we drop new episodes. And this is Monk. You can catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm Cornelius Bros. You can find me on Facebook, Cornelius Bros, on Instagram, Cornelius Bros, on I guess TikTok at Cornelius 1976, where I just watch
Mhm.
videos and stuff.
Yeah, all right, folks. We're gonna be out of here, man. Catch y'all next